5 minutes or less, I would like to talk to you about the SAMR model, what it is, and how it could influence your teaching here at Greencastle Community Schools. This is a great graphic representing the SAMR model of technology integration in terms of a person also trying to explore the ocean, and particularly the depths of the ocean. So we see here on the left someone with no technology. They obviously could not explore the depths of the ocean. They have their eyes, that's all they have. At the S level of the SAMR model, we have substitution. We have the person jumping in a canoe, they're paddling out, they're able to see a greater perspective, but they cannot see under the surface of the ocean. They have a tool, but the tool offers no real functional change for their end goal. At the A level, which is augmentation, we have some technology acting as a substitute and offering a slight functional improvement. In this case, we have someone snorkeling. They're able to see a few feet under the water, maybe explore some coral reefs, but not much more than that. Can't go very deep. These are things that are called enhancement. You're basically doing what you always did. You just have a little bit of technology that makes it a little bit easier for you. The last two steps of the SAMR model, the third step is the M, which is modification. That says the technology allows for a significant task redesign. So in this case, I have someone who has scuba gear, and they can dive multiple feet underwater, take a look at things that would have never been visible from the surface or from the canoe, and they can take that technology and they can use it to explore longer, and they can use it to explore deeper than what they would have ever done before. And then finally, on the right side, we have redefinition. This is where you completely reinvent something that would have been inconceivable without technology. In this case, we have a deep sea rover that can go down thousands of feet to depths in the ocean that would crush a normal person. Hopefully the technology will not be crushing for you. But basically, this is something that we could never dream of doing without technology, and we can explore much deeper and in much greater detail than what we ever did before, and we can find things that we never knew existed and reach learners that we never knew were able to be reached. These are things you can't do without technology. This is called transformation. This is where we would like to get everyone in the district, where they're using their technology in a transformative way. Enhancement is a pretty easy step. Transformation is much harder. So I put together some examples here of each of the steps, and I also stuck with the sliding scale that the previous SAMR model used of going from the light brown to the dark brown. So at the substitution level, students complete the same task that was completed, they just use technology to replace some aspect. So when I was in school, probably when you were in school, I took notes on line paper. So now instead of doing that, you have your students taking notes on Google Docs. That's substitution. Augmentation. Students complete the same task that was completed, the technology slightly enhances the task. So in this case, maybe I take notes and I create them in Google Docs. My best friend creates them in Google Docs, and we share with each other. We use the share feature. So now I have my friend's notes, I have my notes, we can compare, we can study. My friend goes home, I have their notes, they have my notes, we can use those to study for the test. We have two different perspectives. So we took technology, we enhanced our lives a little bit, but really it was nothing we couldn't have done without a copy machine that probably some of us did with a copy machine when we were studying. The third step where we really get into transformation is modification. An aspect is added to the task that would not have been possible without technology. So maybe as a teacher, I create a collaborative Google Doc for my entire class, and I share that doc with the entire class, and I tell the class to create a set of class notes. And in those class notes, I encourage the students to comment, and I can answer their questions. They can answer each other's questions. If there is some misconception up here in these first two levels, let's say in my physics class in high school, I wrote down an equation wrong. I wasn't going to know that until I got to the homework that night, or maybe even until I got to the test and I missed a question. Now, right here, if I have a shared Google Doc, I can look at the students, what they've done, and I can correct them right there on the spot, and I know that it's correct in everybody's notes, because that's the only set of notes we have for the entire class. Obviously, there are some issues you have to work through in terms of, you don't want someone just benefiting while not pulling their weight, but this is the sort of thing we can start to do with technology integration at the modification level. Oops, my fault. I went forward one slide, back one slide rather, and I have limited time. We have redefinition as the last step. Students complete a task that would never have been possible without technology. So in this example, students view an online version of a teacher-created Google slide presentation. So instead of just me standing up in front of the class, I create my Google slide presentation. I make it a website, a self-playing website. The students watch that. They then collect their thoughts in a collaboratively shared Google Doc so that the entire class has one set of notes. They comment on each other's work. I comment back to them. They create links to external sources to cite things and know they're correct. They insert pictures from external sources. They create video examples with their iPad and embed those videos in their notes. So they own the notes. They own the material that's in it. They've created all that, and you have one document that is useful for the entire class. This is what we're talking about, redefinition. with our technology. So one more time, here's the SAMR model. I would encourage you to check out Sylvia Duckworth. She's the person who made this. She also has some other great sketches that will tell you about technology integration. She also has a great Twitter feed, although I'm not a Twitter person really. Then lastly, I would encourage you to view all this within the context of Bloom's taxonomy, which we all obviously know about. But the closer we get to this higher level thinking of evaluation or synthesis and evaluation, and the more we use our technology within the confines of those two, the closer we're going to be to redefinition. And that's where we want everybody to get and where we want everybody to move toward. I went over my time a little bit, but if you have any questions, please let me know or shoot me an email.